If you've ever been betrayed, humiliated, or underestimated, then hit that like and subscribe button right now, because today's story is about turning pain into power and making your enemies regret the day they ever crossed you. 1. The pain. When everything was taken. I was a child when the Romans came to our land. I still remember the smell. Burning wood, burning flesh, fear in the air. The sky was black with smoke, and the streets that once echoed with laughter became rivers of blood. My people ran. My mother pulled me close. My father stood with other men, knowing they were about to die. A Roman soldier looked at me, not with hatred, but with boredom, like I wasn't human. That look stayed with me forever. That night, I watched my world collapse. And in the silence that followed the screams, one thought echoed in my chest like a heartbeat. One day, I will make them pay. 2. The enemy. Cold, arrogant, untouchable. Rome didn't just win wars. They enjoyed crushing souls. They called us barbarians. They called us animals. They laughed at our traditions, our gods, our people. To them, we were just another land to conquer. But to me, Rome had a face. It was the face of that soldier who smirked while my city burned. I didn't just hate Rome. I studied them, how they marched, how they spoke, how they fought, and I identified their one weakness. They believed they were untouchable, and people who believe that always fall the hardest. 3. The promise. A boy becomes a weapon. Years passed. I grew taller, stronger, sharper. My hands that once trembled as a child now held steel. My mind that once cried out in fear now plotted in silence. And one night, standing before my father's grave, I whispered, "I will give you justice." That promise wasn't emotional. It was iron. I trained my body until pain meant nothing. I trained my mind until fear no longer existed. I didn't want to survive Rome. I wanted to break it. 4. The impossible plan, turning pain into strategy. Rome expected me to fight on the battlefield like a normal enemy. They expected ships. They expected soldiers. They expected predictable war. So I chose the one path that would terrify them most. Mountains, snow, cliffs, death at every step. Even my own men looked at me as if I was insane. "General," one whispered, "no army has ever crossed this." I looked at the frozen peaks and replied, "Good. That's exactly why we will." Every step burned. Men slipped and vanished into endless white. Fingers froze. Eyes burned. But I didn't stop, because with each step forward, I imagined Rome's face when they realized. I was inside their world. And I was coming for them. 5. The fear. When Rome realized their mistake, rumors spread like wildfire. "He's here. The cursed general crossed the impossible. He's marching toward us." Roman citizens didn't sleep. Parents clutched children the way my mother once clutched me. And for the first time in their history, Rome was afraid. That was my first taste of revenge. And it tasted sweet. 6. The trap. Outthinking an empire. When the Roman army finally met me, they laughed again. "We outnumber you. We will crush you." They surpassed us in numbers, but not in intelligence, not in hunger, not in pain. While they marched in pride, I set the stage. Forest on one side, valley in the center, death waiting in silence. The battle began, and then the trap snapped shut. My forces struck from all sides. Confusion, panic, screams. Roman soldiers, the same ones who once smirked at me, now ran for their lives. And I watched. I watched their confidence dissolve into terror. This was not a battle. This was payment. I locked eyes with a Roman commander in the chaos. He looked at me the way that soldier once had. Only this time, there was no boredom. Only fear. "Mercy," he whispered. And for a moment, I thought of my mother's face, of my father's body in the dust, of the children who never got to grow up. I leaned in and said calmly, "Does mercy burn cities? Or does it only beg when the flames come back?" Then I turned and walked away as my men closed in. Behind me, Rome's pride collapsed. Their strongest army destroyed. Their myth of invincibility shattered. They had taken everything from a child, and in return, I had taken their power. No crown, no throne, just justice written in fire and blood. And in that moment, for the first time in my life, I felt peace. Revenge isn't just about hurting those who hurt you. Sometimes it's about proving that pain can become power, that the broken can rise, and that even empires can fall when they choose the wrong person to underestimate. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and comment below. Who do you think deserved this kind of revenge? And of course, subscribe for more powerful, emotionally charged stories just like this.